Are you 50 or approaching 50 and frustrated? You think young, but you're not feeling young anymore. Or the body that you stare at in the reflection in the mirror, it's just not the one that you feel like, or the one that you feel like you're working toward. You're exercising hard, but you're not getting results. The food you used to eat and the exercise you used to do doesn't work for you anymore. You're exhausted, but you go to bed, you can't sleep. Or you do sleep and you never really wake up rested. Well, you're not alone. I'm Deborah Atkinson, host of the Flipping 50 TV show and the Flipping 50 podcast. And I've helped thousands of women figure out the hormone-exercise connection and all of those lifestyle habits that actually help you get the benefits from the exercise when you're doing the right exercise so that you can get the results that you want to. If that sounds like a fit for you, I want you to go and look into my 5-day flip. It's going to give you right away a quick at-a-glance checklist so you can look at your highest priority exercises. So you stop doing tons and tons of exercise. It doesn't take hours of exercise a day. It doesn't even take hours of exercise a week if you're doing the right thing and you're doing it at the right time and with the right intensity. And no, it doesn't take extreme exercise that puts you at risk for injury. You can do it. There's an exercise solution for you, no matter if you've exercised your whole life and now you're just not seeing the results, the same feeling from exercise, you just don't get that, or if you've really never exercised and you know you need to get started but you're not sure how. I've got solutions for you. Go to the 5-day flip and you'll get that checklist plus 5 days of very short exercise videos that tell you a little bit more about how to do cardio, how to do strength training, and how to actually recover better with exercise. Because did you know exercise can be either exercise that requires recovery or it can be exercise that is recovery. There's a difference, and you need to know what that is. That's part of the secret to feeling better, not tired from your exercise. So before I give you that, I want to give you 2 tips. 2 of the biggest obstacles to exercise after 50 are joint issues that prevent you from doing the kind of exercise, the intensity of exercise that you think you should be doing and that truly you probably should be doing. But I've got answers. There may be a couple of things that you can't do because of joint issues, but there are dozens, if not hundreds of things that you can do. My job is to help you find those. So I'm going to show you a couple solutions to a couple exercises that tend to stop people in their tracks. And then if even those solutions don't work for you, I want you to know this. There are alternatives to working your lower body to boost your metabolism in a way that does not have to include these squats and lunges. The second tip I'm going to offer you is this. High intensity exercise can be beneficial if it's done in short doses and done infrequently. It's not a more is better kind of thing. If you're a midlife woman already under stress, you've got to learn how to balance the stress. We're supposed to have little bits of stress, short term, and then it's supposed to be over. And the fact that life too often doesn't happen like that is what got us into trouble in the first place. So we don't want to take our exercise and recreate the same problem that life has already put us in. A little high intensity exercise in the right dose at the right duration is absolutely the right thing for hormone balance. But here's the thing, you don't have to do high impact exercise. Again, putting, say, those knees, joints, lower back, or shoulders at risk in order to get it. I'm going to show you an option, and you can take almost any mode. You can take swimming, biking, walking, and turn it into high intensity exercise with intervals. My personal favorite is boxing. So if you kind of like to tone up those upper arms, your abs, and do it without putting stress on your knees and your hips, I got that boxing mode right for you. So stick with me. Let's go. Change your clothes real quick and I'll show you these 2 options. All right. So this is the set of Flipping 50 TV, and I'm going to show you two things, squats and lunges. They're major muscle group exercises, and so if I could have everybody do them safely to boost metabolism, they're going to be my #1 go-to. So let's first figure out if you can safely. Here's the reason why many of you may be saying, I can't do them, those hurt my knees. What I want you to watch is this. Demonstration 1 in a squat and demonstration 2 in a squat. Now, this one hurts my knees and it would hurt yours too. What's happening is that the weight is going forward right to the front of your thighs, your quadriceps, and into your knees, as opposed to going backward, using your glutes, making sure that you're as upright as you can be when you come forward. Your spine stays nice and long. Now, think about this. Your goal with either squats or lunges is taking it backward. Put your weight in your heels, toes are wiggling in your shoe, and sit back in an imaginary chair that's a little bit further back than you would ideally want it to be. If you imagine your toes are against a wall, you know your knees cannot go into the wall. Now, that doesn't leave any place for your nose to go, so that's truly not going to happen. But that's the idea. You want your knees over your toes or behind them, and your glutes way back behind that. Now, first time you do that, you may fall off balance, but you're going to get stronger back here, and that means form follows function. Same thing is true of a lunge. So if you're doing lunges, you want to make sure your knee is over that heel or back behind it, and what you're doing is dropping down, not dropping forward. So if you've tried doing forward lunges and you're not having any luck, I don't do forward lunges. Big secret. I start up front and I always do rear lunges, because you start with your knees in perfect condition and in perfect placement for much less risk on them. And you get all the benefits back here, right? Why not do that instead of forward? Last tip, to do high intensity interval training, you don't have to do high impact. So those of you that are worried about your knees in particular, or your hips or your ankles, boxing is a great go-to. So you can get out of breath really quickly and tone those arms, tone this core, because you've got so much rotation involved. And you can do it all without a jump. So if those felt like a fit, if my voice and my instruction felt like a fit for you, go grab my 5-day flip, and I'll see you on the flip side.